Hello, people. Welcome to a fresh episode of Life Law with Debbie Duwisi Ajom. Your girl is now a graduate. Yes, I finished my undergraduate exams last week, Saturday, and yay, here we are moving on to the next level. But for now, I'm taking a break. Definitely going for my master's soon, but let me catch a breather. So, yay, I'm just super excited. I've got another wonderful story from the storm before the storm, and I know you're going to love it. So, do keep in mind that this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are product of my imagination and are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, business establishments is entirely coincidental. Do not forget to give us 5 stars, rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcast or any other listening platform. The more you do that, the more people get to see the podcast and then listen to it. Thank you. So the title of today's story is Femi. Why?
I don't know how to describe you. I don't know.
You are going to kill him. Yes. Death is the ultimate punishment for his actions, and he deserves nothing less. Ah, Femi. Femi, why? You cry deep in your heart. But Femi does not answer you, even though he's lying next to you, on the bed you two have shared for 25 years. Femi is snoring like one of those distressed Dangote trucks. Zero regrets, zero remorse. You imagine yourself in Femi's shoes. You'd have been on your knees, wailing and begging for his forgiveness till now. Yet here he is, oblivious to the pain he has caused you. If you tap him awake now, he'll call you woman at the top of his voice and tell you to hold your peace till dawn. Femi has been a good husband and father for 25 years. And when he's not in one of his foul moods, which is never often, he calls you Ifemi, and the endearment does sweet things to your body. You're about to smile when you catch yourself. You glare at his back, at his graying hair and big body. Femi used to be lean and tall, but the years have made him gain some weight and lose some of his height. Still, he remains the only man you've ever loved. Iya Ronke had caused this union to happen. You were a fresh secondary school graduate, looking forward to going to a teacher's college when Iya Ronke visited your home with Femi in tow. She always talked about her handsome nephew who was in the UK and how he would come back and marry you. But Iya Ronke was a jester. You never believed her. Till she showed up with this nephew of hers. Your husband is here, oh! Iya Ronke had called for you with her commanding but sweet voice. She was dressed in another beautiful Iro and Buba, her favorite attire. Her fingers and wrists were adorned in gold jewelry with oversized sunglasses on her face. Iya Ronke always dressed like she was going for an owambe. Who knows where this will meet me? I have to always look ready. I can't die looking like a peasant, she would always say. Hi, Femi had said to you with an embarrassing smile mirroring yours. He was in a short-sleeved shirt and slacks. He prostrated in greeting when Mama came out to the living room. Eka aroma. Femi was not pompous. For someone who had gone to live in the UK since he was 10, he still remained pretty well bred in the intricacies of the Yoruba culture. He was respectful and could still speak Yoruba, although with an accent. You were 17, he was 22. 2 years later, you two got married. You honeymooned in London. It was the second best thing that had happened to you since your trip to Obudukatu Ranch when you were 8. You would have loved to stay, but Femi wanted to raise his kids in Nigeria, so you two came back to Lagos. Aduke was born a year later, Kola 2 years after Aduke, and finally, Busayo. Your children have grown up into beautiful and handsome adults. You couldn't have asked for anything more in life. Everything had been going so smoothly. Too smoothly, Seth, you now realize. Maybe you've been blind to all the signs. Marriage is not a bed of roses, they say, but Lord knows you've been seeing more roses than thorns. You would almost classify your marriage as perfect, but who would have thought you were married to a deceiver, a snake? Yay, Femi! Femi has killed me. You retire your wrap around your chest and jump out of bed. You cannot be in the same bed with such a man who can stab you while you are asleep. You shouldn't even be in this house, but you and Femi agreed to always sort out your marital problems within yourselves and never have to sleep in separate beds, no matter what. Tonight is an exception. You are going to the living room. He can have the entire bedroom to himself. You hear Femi stir in bed, but he doesn't call out your name. Maybe he is too far gone to realize that you're out of bed and almost out of the room. Outside, you hear hushed conversation coming from Aduke's room, which is next to yours with Femi. Kola and Busayo must be in there too, but you don't check. You don't even eavesdrop. You already know what they're discussing. Their father's betrayal. You take the stairs, carefully holding on to the wooden railings. You have forgotten your glasses in the bedroom and it's too late to go back for them. Old age is coming at you really fast, but you alone can see it. Everyone says you look 30 and Aduke could pass for your younger sister and not daughter. They don't see the crinkles around your eyes or the many veins that sprout from your hands and legs like vines, or they choose to ignore it. Even Femi compliments you for always looking ever young. Femi! You scream internally. Femi, why? What did I ever do to make you hurt me so? You are sobbing in full force now. You switch on the lights close to the family photo stand and look at all the pictures. Some were taken in the UK. There are some of the kids as toddlers. They all look like Femi, taking his chocolate skin, pointed nose, and tall frame. But they also look like you, with your bulgy eyes, full lips, and curly hair. The one picture that captivates you most is one of you and Femi in a bear hug. You two had just come back from the UK to conclude your honeymoon in Lagos, and Femi had gone out that day to hang out with his friends. Iya Ronke had visited you with lots of foodstuffs and waited for Femi to return before she left. She was the one who took that photo with her newly acquired portable digital camera. She loved how you two were so in love with each other, and even more so that she was the reason behind your love. Look at what I have done. Esholua, she had said proudly. Femi started going out more after your return to Nigeria, sometimes for work engagements, other times for leisure. You were too in love with your husband to suspect a thing. What was even there to suspect? You were a newly wedded couple. Surely Femi hadn't tired of you so fast. You didn't notice a change in the way he made love to you either. He even showered you with more expensive gifts. You were hooked. With a broken heart, you drag your feet to the 4-seater couch and lie down, resting your head and legs on the plush cushions. You should report Femi to Baba and Mama. The table clock shows 11:30 p.m. You remember how just 8 hours ago, you all were a complete and happy family, until Femi showed up with her. I know this is coming out of the blue, but I've thought about it for a long time, and I believe this is the right time. Aduke, Kola, Busayo, meet your sister, Titi. Ifemi, this is my daughter. He had said it so casually, almost as if it was a norm for a husband to show up 25 years later with an estranged child and dump the child on his immediate family. Eka Soma, I've heard so much about you all and I'm thrilled to finally meet you. You had almost slapped the curtsy out of her. How audacious. How nonchalant. Did she have any idea the emotional turmoil you and your children were experiencing? In fact, your shock had rendered you immobile and mute. You couldn't believe your eyes and ears. The girl looks like your children, but the light-skinned version. If anything, she even looked older than Aduke, and you began to make calculations in your head. How were you with Femi and you never knew he had a child? Even Iya Ronke never mentioned it. How was this secret kept from you for so long? How old are you? Busayo was the first to find her voice. Just like you, her older siblings were also struck by muteness. I'm 25, just like Aduke. The bastard even knew the ages of your children. Clearly, Femi had been spending time with her and or with her mother. You still feel like a fool. Femi had cheated on you during your first year of marriage and had kept the truth from you all these years. You remember the awkward silence that followed for nearly 10 minutes before you said to Femi, I need to speak to you in private. The girl, you still can't get yourself to call her by her name, sat down and admired your house lovingly. She was relishing in the idea of coming to live with you, or you were sure. Common sense didn't tell her that she would be the dent in this previously perfect nuclear family. Things would never be the same again. Femi had followed you to his study without protesting. Aduke was the first to stand up after you two, and in the seconds that followed, Kola and Busayo joined her upstairs. Femi eyed his retreating children's backs, but did not order them back to the living room. They needed to process the revelation without being in the presence of the Genesis. I know I owe you an explanation, Femi. Femi had begun as soon as the door was closed. You raised a finger to shush him, not caring that you were being disrespectful to your husband. Luckily, Femi obeyed. Don't call me Ifemi, Femi. You don't know how much I am aching deep in my soul right now. How could you betray me like this? How could you cheat on me during our first year as a couple? Femi, how many more bastards of yours are out there that you don't know about? The questions kept pouring out from you till you felt drained and collapsed in the couch in his study. Ifemi, Femi said again, even after your warning. I'm so sorry. Whoever I cheated on you with is insignificant. She meant nothing to me. And if not for Titi, I would have had no business with her after that incident. It was a one-time thing. He said it like it would reduce the enormity of his betrayal. And when she found out she was pregnant, I paid her off. Over the years, our conversations were transactional. I would send her money and she would send me pictures and videos of my child. I never saw them, I swear. I finally met Titi on her matriculation and we've been in contact for 6 years now. You asked if he still sees his concubine. No, Titi's mother is in the States now and happily married. You asked where they had met. I met her at the golf club few weeks after our return from the UK. You asked if he had been a bore in bed for him to cheat on you so early in your marriage. You were amazing, Ifemi. It was just matters of the flesh. I can't explain it. Then he said he was sure the children would warm up to Titi with time. That's why I waited till they became mature enough. Ifemi, I can't swear that I've been faithful throughout our marriage, but I swear Titi is the only child I have out of wedlock. As he spoke, you stared at his lips, the only lips you have ever tasted, lips that know their way around your body. And in that moment, you hated Femi. He was despicable. Looking back now, you wish you had spat on him. He disgusts you. You stand up and make your way upstairs, a determined look behind the tears running down your face. You are going to kill him. Oh, this you know for sure. If not tonight, then tomorrow.
I don't know how to thank you. You'll be my source of help.
Thank you for listening. You have come to the end of episode 6 of The Storm Before the Storm. If you enjoyed this story, kindly share this episode to as many people as you can share with. Family, friends, loved ones, enemies, everybody. Follow and subscribe so you don't miss out on a new episode coming up in 2 weeks. Please also rate the podcast, and if you enjoyed the song, check the show notes for more information on where to listen to the full track and also more songs from this amazing gospel artist. So we're switching things up on our content using the help of AI tools. I am sure you're all going to love it. So do follow us on our social media platforms. Lifelaw Podcast is available on Instagram and TikTok at lifelaw_podcast. Just check the show notes for more information. Thank you all so much for listening, and I do hope we love truly and genuinely, and we never have to put our loved ones in a position for them to kill us or hate us. Mwah. Ciao.
Jesus, you've been so